What's up, students? It's Devlin Cassidy, aka The Scholar, and instead of me giving a deck profile today, I'm going to give one of my close friends, Jared, the opportunity to profile his sauce and his swagger with Narukami. I don't know why he has a quick shield though, because like, look at this. We ain't getting that in here, but before we get into it, and I'll let Jared take this away, use the code SCHOLAR to save 5% off when you order with Kingslayer cards. Their event turned out amazing. Thank you guys for all that went out and supported, and the next one will be up soon. But for my team, Team Crow's Nest, they're holding an event this upcoming weekend, and so please check that out if you guys would love to attend. Overdress down at Level Up Gaming, and yeah, it's gonna be perfect. Alrighty, Jared, take it away.
Hello guys, my name is Jared Fournier, and I play Narukami. E-Rad's better than Vanquisher in my opinion. We run the superior ride because it's the way to go right now. I just like the quick shield because it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, you like to sack in the best of ones, so. Hey, that's how you win games, bro. Alrighty.
Let's get it started here. We'll use the starter and our extenders.
Alrighty. Sheesh.
So, we don't run the normal V-Star, which draws and gets the quick shield because, you know, we like to superior ride on them and make them mad. So what this does here is when I ride on top of it, instead of making me draw and get the quick shield, what it's going to do is it's going to shoot itself out of the soul. And I'm going to call it to probably the back row so it doesn't get blown up because that would be very sad.
Yeah.
So this card, very important. These two are what we call the extenders because if I bind a card with either impede or like anything on the opponent's turn, I can attempt by checking the top 10 to see if I find a Steve, or yeah, it's just a Steve.
Yeah.
So and I can ride it during their turn.
Yeah.
And I basically do a mini stun burst on their turn, which is pretty cool.
This gives you the soul.
Yeah.
The soul last one. Yeah. Pluses. We love value.
So we run two of those in this.
Absolutely. You have the space.
We run four of this boy, of course, just talked about him. This is our main grade 3 ride. Obviously, Steve or Eradicator Sweep Command. So what this does is on ride, it's going to Soul Blast one, and then you're going to bind a bunch of cards. Narukami stuff, of course. Yep. Everyone hates it.
Clear that front row.
This is why Stunverse objectively was probably banned it, even though reverse was kind of questionable.
No, Valiant Saber made that card then. This just makes
it even worse.
Yeah, this
is very true. Clears front board, so Exterminate can counterblast and
20.
Draw 2 cards. 20. Get 20k no matter what. Of course, if they have Oxos, you get even more. You know, we run 4 of those, of course. In this deck list, we run 2 Descendants. Descendant is our superior ride target.
Works with this.
Yeah,
Cracked.
Works with this guy. So what we do with this is, it's good if you're going first, of course, but you can also use it to, if you know you're maybe not going to hit, force this card out of your opponent's hand, it's going to restand, and you're still able to bind some cards with its act skill. So it's still an all-around good card. We just don't value it as much as Sweep Command because it doesn't clear the 2 front row through rear guards like.
Yeah. But. You know, you superior ride this copy, you ride this, but then you find this copy.
Oh yeah, Steve. You can ride it again. Yeah.
But another Steve, because it will copy the Steve abilities.
That is a pretty good part.
It is cracked. Bussin'.
Moving on to
the last sauce. I call it the sauce.
We got 2 of the Esperettas. Instead of, we have the 4 Chohos in here, but it gives us another option to restand, and obviously using a different part of our board instead of just counterblast, because sometimes it can get counterblast expensive.
Yeah. So
we like to soul blast some. We obviously are using some for Steve, but we can always use the this card to get some more in soul.
Absolutely. Shout out Ty Smith for putting us on this card.
Yeah. The second piece of the superior ride, Zuiten. So Zuiten, obviously a great target to draw more cards. It's a great target to obviously just whack at some Vanguard, but it's most importantly our grade 2 ride if we find the Hyzen. So what this is going to do is we ride this, we shove the Hyzen into the start of the soul, and we can search our deck for Descendant. Hopefully we didn't draw both or damage check them, because that would be very sad. So this card is very good. All right, next one. We have Choho. Arguably one of the best cards in Narukami. Use it in both Vanquisher and Erads. It's a great card because who doesn't like extra rear guard swings?
Right.
So the only problem is, obviously, if you don't have counterblast, you can't really use it. But it's great to blow up that extra rear guard you might need to do, get off that Descendant. If somehow your Steve doesn't work and you're just pulling it to the front row, so it can still blow up. And of course, this bottom skill is really the reason we need. It obviously gets rid of Sweeper too.
The top skill gets rid of Sweeper.
Yep.
That bottom skill is the restand, but yeah.
Top skill gets rid of Sweeper. Bottom stand just restands.
Yeah. Get them weird resist cards out of here.
So we run 2 of these just in case we miss the grind target, and it allows us to search our deck for maybe a Steve, maybe a Choho. Of course, not our ideal ride target, that's why we're only running 2. So what it does is it's going to search top 5 just like our grade 1. And then when you're on Vanguard, and then if it's on rear guard or Vanguard, it's another on hit I draw a card by soul blasting one.
Yeah.
I think it's 5k for searching your deck, which is pretty cool. Our first grade 1. We run 4 of these. We run, obviously this helps us find our pieces. We're a very piece-centric deck, so we're obviously going to want to search. So this checks top 5, grade 3 searcher. Oh wait, no, this isn't the grade C searcher. This is Erads.
It's broken. It's just it's literally
check the top 5 for an Erad card.
Find whatever.
Yeah, find whatever's in my deck. Usually we use this to find lists or maybe another piece we're obviously missing.
You just find the Heisen or the Zuitzen off that. Just if you're going first, like that's like the most optimal ride target for this whole entire deck.
And our final piece of the puzzle, we have the Heisens. So Heisen it's good if you have a Descendant. Obviously, if you're boosting with it, because it'll give it an additional power. But its most important job is to activate this ability and go to Soul with this, so that we can superior ride the Descendant. It's a nice card. It makes it so we're competitive on if we go first. It still makes it viable though if you need a good booster. Talking about boosting, this is one of our, it allows us to bind cards from our drop, and it also allows us to, or not our drop, but enemy's drop, but it also allows us to draw more cards. Obviously, getting more cards in hand allows you to find more pieces, allows you to find whatever you need to win the game. So, get shield value. It's great because if they have an important piece in their drop, it allows you to snipe it. So, if they let it hit, make that mistake, you can obviously get rid of one of their pieces. So, it's very nice. Get that bind Z, accelerate the bind zone. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
And nothing's better than drawing 2 cards.
We love free pressure.
Yeah. We run one of these because premium staple, because we don't like DP.
Oh, DP's cracked. Shout out DP.
It is. Hopefully this get banned. It's the over trigger.
Bushiroad.
If you don't run one, you're at a huge disadvantage. So you gotta run one. I don't want to. Trust me. So we got our stride crits. Striding is where all our power is, really. Getting that either exterminate or stun verse, which is limited to 1, which kind of sucks, but it needed to be hit, to be 100% honest. But yeah, stride crits are nice. We got the soul GB1 crits that allow us to draw cards and get power to our Vanguard. This is really here for extra crits, but it's also so we can get more soul, so we can activate more of our soul abilities like Esperetta or Steve or even Descendant. It's really allows us to get the cards we need in our soul, but it also gives us a little bit more pressure if we're in a tight spot where we need more power. Heal Guardians. I think we talked about maybe switching out one of these for the Erad Heal Guardian, or the heal trigger, just so you can search it off the grid one. Yeah. So haven't gotten to that yet, but right now we're running 4. Very important card, especially if you're going second, because they ride up and hopefully not ride down, you're going to be able to guard it, like placing it down, but it's also your access to G cards, which is one of your best ways to guard stuff.
Yeah.
And then our final sentinels are 3 draw PGs, so you can PG, and hopefully they don't get blown up by DP. Okay, moving on to our G zone. We run 4 of the exterminates. Reason we run 4 of these, it's a pretty damn good card with sweep because you're gonna clear their front board.
Yeah, this is the stable. This carries the clan now.
Yeah.
If you're on E-Reds, like, yeah.
Yeah, this card not so good anymore.
I mean, it's still good.
It's good, but
Like, yeah,
limited
you just
to
can't
one.
spam it,
You can't spam
which was
it.
the problem.
Yeah. So this allows me to draw cards. If you're on the, you go in first, second, doesn't matter. 9 GB. So it allows me a Soul Boss 1 to draw 2 cards or more if they're Excel clans. Very good against Excel clans. It strives anywhere though because it's giving usually at least 20k power to my front row, allowing me to restand those sweepers with at least 29 power. So it gets hard to guard. So it's gotta love it. Exterminate's nice. We run 1 of these because we can only run 1 of these. I wish I could run 4 still, but you know, sad day. Yeah, so everyone knows Stunverse. Everyone loves and hates it, you know. Yeah, Stunverse. Not really going to hit that much point.
Yeah, Stunverse is Stunverse.
Yeah, everyone's heard about it. Everyone was praying for it to get banned.
This is your flip fodder.
It literally is. But sometimes if something goes bad, we might have to try this, but usually not.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really there
flip.
for just like a crit and a drive if the
Yeah.
Strike 7 GB3.
It really plays more packed if you're playing Vanquisher. So.
Yeah.
Run the GBA. It's always funny to hit someone and say, well, you see that drop zone, now it's going in the bind zone, and you get a bunch of power. Yeah, it's really just a game finisher, another option to kill. Nothing's better than your whole board getting like a buttload of power.
Plus, like in like matchups with like Grand Blue and Megas, just like taking out their drop zone for like the rest of the game, even if they hit like a defensive OT and to stabilize and live, just puts them so far behind.
To the end of turn.
So, yeah.
Thanks, all right.
No,
No,
it's just
it's for the rest of the
just
game?
fine. And until the end of turn for the red text. I guess con. Yeah.
Oh, it's weeded worthy.
Yeah. I told you.
It is till the rest of the game. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Gotta love this card. We run 3 of these.
This is ugly.
Oh, yeah. Put this around. You didn't see anything. Okay, yeah. So we run 3 of Pete's. I need to get another one. So we run 3 of Pete's because, sorry to say it, but I don't like your guys' board state. So it's gone.
Yeah.
So this is basically our nuke. We say, well, you got a lot of rear guards. I don't got so much rear guards. So let's even the playing field. It's really good for evening the playing field, obviously, but it's also so that if they're trying to combo with those pieces, you can bind those pieces and retire them. It's really good against DI. Like if they're gonna try and suck those into soul, you just impede them and they're not having such a good day.
Yeah.
I like running 3 personally because nothing's better than triple impeding someone and totally nuking their board. So, yes, you could argue maybe switching out for another, I think, what did we cut? I think we cut a bulwark, yeah.
No, I mean, just like really anything. Like if you don't feel like the triple MP is coming up, you could definitely like play any other stride you feel is viable for Naru. But we just feel like defensively, I rather much have more defensive options since literally our main output's just like exterminate spam with some options.
Yeah, it allows us to be defensive and stops combos right in their tracks, so can't complain about impede. We got 2 bulwarks. This is a very good card, especially if you're accelerating the bind zone, just because it's really good because you can actually like. I don't really know. It's just...
Yeah, I mean, like, impede's the opponent's choice. Bulwark, I don't know, like as like a great nature and player and other stuff. I much rather be hit with like an impede than a bulwark. If I'm at like Thunderstrike 4, just because the fact that like he's able to pick one of my rested cards, he just goes, yeah, like blow up the Rhino. I much rather sacrifice like a back row and a card on like another Oxel circle than just absolutely just get blown out by like a bulwark just hitting the Rhino and then like the restand target goes away. But like not only that, just the errata, for those that don't know, is that when it's retired from Guardian, it will beat like end of battle checking, so you can blow up cards, which is like really crucial in the Regalia matchup and stuff like that, because if they stride, they don't have the Divine Gauge protection on either Frigg or Angelica. So just being able to like, oh, they have the Norn boosted like behind a rear on a Force 2, then you just go, okay, yeah, like just snipe the rear. So it's really strong, and so just being able that selective choice of having it be at your discretion is really powerful.
That is very true.
For sure.
This is usually our first G-Guard. It's just very good. Allows you to get a lot of power on the board.
Counteract Dragon, though.
Yeah.
Free shield.
It is free shield because no one's going to want to buy those 2 cards.
Facts.
They don't like accelerating the bind zone if they have to. So it's a very good card because it allows us, it's a good usually first G-Guard. And it gets us to that GB1 if we're going first. So can't complain. Gets very big. 35k shield's nothing to sneeze on. And we run one of these guys. Oh, that's backwards. We run one of these guys. It's Dismal. If you can tell, it's misprinted stuff, obviously. But we got Dismal mainly to protect our restanders. So if they're trying to blow up our very important pieces like Choho and stuff like that, it's gonna protect them. And a lot of people try and target those because they don't want to keep getting hit by multiple swings by our rear guards. So this is a way to just say, I don't want you to mess with them. Obviously, you could maybe arguably not have this, but I think it's a good way to protect those rear guards and important pieces if you have to.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Like, if you want to cut, like, if you want to cut anything from this G zone, it'd be these two for sure. Just because, again, like I said, like me and Jared prioritize like the defensive options. Like in our lists, if like the deck's mindset is very like one track linear, like every turn it just wants to have a sweep command to re-ride into and just clear the front row so it goes exterminate. And just these like this option especially just helps you not have to have that sweep command every time if your opponent decides to bind something in the front row. And then the other thing too is like the Dismal just being able to protect your aggression, because you only play 6, and once you get through like 3 plus you like probably damage check 1 at least in the game, you just don't want to be like constrained by just the cards in your hand, because you just don't develop a lot of hand until like as longer the game goes on.
You also have the problem with, yes, Steve can like bring back cards, but you can bring back the Cho, but you can't bring back the Esperetta. So
yeah,
you can really protect those, and that's your key crucial winning pieces, is whacking people with the extra power that you're making off of Exterminate. And obviously we're making extra, we're gonna make extra rearguard circles because
yeah, Oxel do that.
Yeah,
and go Oxel too, because you want to keep drawing into pieces.
Yep. And then we're obviously playing Narukami, so we have the quick shield there. So
sure.
And that's it.
Yeah,
that's the deck. Obviously ask Devlin Cassidy if you have any questions in the comments. And of course, I'll be here. We'll probably see a couple games. You might see me with the Superior Ride if he decides to post that video, but
I am.
No.
It's coming.
Yeah, I had to G-assist. Spoiler alert, I did have to G-assist and totally with the Superior Ride combo. It feels bad. But it's the first time it's ever happened to me, and it's funny.
Bro died by a Unibird. It was fantastic.
It was pretty sad.
Alrighty, before we wrap this and get this up on out of here, Jared, you got any shout-outs you want to give?
Shout out to the Scholar, honestly. He's a great mentor and a great teacher. So
for sure.
Well, hopefully we can see maybe go top at a tournament or something. I hope to see you guys out there.
Yeah, for sure. And then one question. So since I'm up at college and you bring a lot of people out to the landscape of the game, what would you say is like your locals for Vanguard?
Me?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, what's my locals?
Yeah, what's your locals? Where you play at?
I play in Maine usually. I haven't really found a store to play at there, but I play in Maine. I can go down to New Hampshire. It's not that far of a drive. So if you guys have a store that you guys recommend, please let me know.
Sure, and I'll get it to him. Alrighty. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Please bully Jared for his poor decision making in the next video, which either will be my DP deck profile or the match. But again, I really appreciate all the recent support. You guys have been awesome. The community's been awesome, and I wouldn't trade you guys for anything in the world. You guys are awesome, so stay lit. I love you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful rest of your week. Until next time, y'all, take care.